Hey everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds. Today we are here with another haul video, and it was another good week. I didn't find anything like mind-blowing this week. I found some good stuff, but the big exciting thing this week is all my sales. I thought last week was something with like 9 things sold. This week I sold 16 things. I sold 11 on eBay and 5 on knickknacks. It was amazing. And my total sales for the week, $563.90. Crazy, right? So let's get into what sold before we start going through the haul, because there's a lot of solds. So I sold this mask, carnival mask. I had paid $3.99 for it. It sold for $69. Okay. I sold my Passover plate, the glass one. I had purchased this for $9.99. and it sold for $54. Just a beautiful piece. The Cocker Spaniel door stopper, I paid $7.99 for him. He sold for $65. Some good sales. The lamp. Y'all remember this because this was just a couple weeks ago. I paid $29.99 for it. It sold quickly at $64. So that was a nice quick flip. I sold this tie-dye t-shirt. Now this one had been mine, so there really wasn't a cost because the cost was like 20 or 30 years ago when I bought it. And I sold it for $7.50. I sold more of the sheet lifters. This is kind of this chronic thing because like I have, I think 19 more lots of them. So another, what, 57 of them. 72 cents each for, actually 72 cents for the 3 of them together. I think it was 20 something each. Anyway, $6 for the set. Biggest sale of the week, the painting. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was probably a year to a year and a half ago. I was so excited when I found this. I paid $14.99 for it. It sold for $159. That was the big seller of the week. I sold my Hager, the image cut off here, but I sold my Hager sculpture piece, Royal Hager. I had paid $6.99 for it. It sold for $30.40. I sold my 2 Barrett art glass pieces. I had paid $2.99 each. They each sold for $28. And then I sold this little Fitz and Floyd trinket box, which had been listed for quite some time. I had paid $2.99 for it, and it sold for $12. So that was all the eBay sales this week. And then the knickknack sales, I jumped on a Fast Friday freight train. I know there's never enough time to let you guys know when that happens. And then I'm scrambling to list things. It's just a very short turn. But I sold this as a buy it now right before the train started. The train was critters this week, so I just put a bunch of new critters in there. This was an old critter that I had in my buy it now. Anyway, I'd paid $6 for it. It sold for $10. I did pay up for that guy. This is a little tiny Wade Whimsy raccoon. I had paid 57 cents for it. It sold for $1. My Leo Ward Bluebird of Happiness. He's fairly recent, I think. I paid $1.87 for him. He sold for $12. The Pucara Bull, I paid $1.99 for it. It sold for $12. And then this little brass owl that I think was, you know, I'm thinking it was in a baggie, but maybe it wasn't. I paid $1 for it, so maybe not. I paid $1 for it. It sold for $6. So altogether, my total sales for the week were $563.90. Crazy. My profit after cost of goods, my net profit after cost of goods, like taking out what I paid for everything, and also taking out all the fees, etc. My total profit on all of that was $360.18. That is the net for the week, which is fantastic. Like truly fantastic, because this is a part-time thing right now, and I'm really excited about that. So it was a good week. So now let's talk about what I bought. there's a couple things I'm not sure about value on yet. And the first one, I actually want to show you guys this first. It's super exciting. It's a stone vase. So it may be worth $20 to $40. It may be worth hundreds. I don't know. I need to do a little more research, but if you do a lens search on this, it comes up with this really fancy Italian marble by some really fancy artist dude, and they sell for lots and lots and lots, thousands and thousands of dollars. Do I think that's what this is? Probably not, but I don't know. So the onyx vases that are like this, they sell around 20, 24, something like that. This is marble for sure. Is it the super fancy Italian marble worth thousands and thousands of dollars? I don't know the answer to that yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to find that answer, but I'm going to start with some online groups and see what I can find out. And I promise I will let you know. I have not had time to do any research on it yet, but it's a beautiful vase. It is stone. It does appear to have been used like that on the inside. I think that is like hard water deposits would be my guess. Or it's just unpolished stone, because like it's polished up at the rim and it's polished on the outside, but you can see the base where it's not polished, that it's got that white haze to it. So it may just be that they, you know, carved it out and didn't polish the inside. So, you know, it's a stunningly beautiful piece. Wouldn't it be cool if it was worth thousands and thousands? It's probably not, but we'll find out. And I will let you know what I find out when I find out. So there's that. And there's no artist signature on it or anything. I mean, I looked, but I can't find anything on here to denote that it was made by someone special. So it's probably just a $20 vase, but I paid $2.99 for it. And it's fun to let your mind wander and think, oh, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, the next piece I picked up there was this Andrea by Sadek painted floral rabbit, cute little bunny rabbit. And he's a bank, and he has his stopper, and he's really cute. And there are tons of them sold. And these are all individually hand painted. So when you look at the solds, like on WorthPoint and stuff, they all have slightly different designs, and some of them have completely different designs, but they're the same mold. So I paid $2.99 for it. And the solds range from 18 to 24 on WorthPoint. And the sell-through is great on these. So really exciting little guy. Yeah. So there's that. Then the next place, I picked up a couple shirts for me. I'm not going to include these in the totals, but I'm going to show you anyway. They're just some summer t-shirts and stuff. This is just like an Old Navy. I mean, I'm such a tie-dye person, so this is so me, and you might think I already have something like it. I have something similar, but not the same. So love it, so comfortable, great fabric, just loved it. So I paid up. I paid $6.49 for it. Typically, I don't buy clothes unless they're on sale, but I love that so much I had to buy it. And then this one I got on sale. It was $3.24, and it's, you know, I'm kind of on the fence on it. It's not as comfortable. It's cute. It's just a cute little. It's a cute little summer top, and I would wear it like with white capris or something. So yeah, that's just a couple things I picked up for me. Then I found this gourd, and I like to pick up the art gourds even if they're a little weird. I think this one's a little weird, but it does have the beautiful, actually it seems like horsehair, some sort of very fine material at the top. And it's got this image of a bear and really nothing else on the back side. And it's got the feathers on it and a piece of some sort of fur on it as well. The artist is signed. It is Candy Thomas. And if you do any research online, you'll find that she's a very prolific gourd artist, and she has an Etsy shop. And I pulled down some stuff here on her just to share with you. Now these are some of her other pieces. So she's a very, very talented gourd artist. And this is her right here. Okay. And she said, it began with a seed. My experience and interest in gourds began over 20 years ago from a gardening perspective. I grew them in my own garden and was intrigued by their natural beauty and uniqueness. Everything I learned about gourds led me to understand they were the perfect medium for my original art. I'm gonna move this out of the shadow. Okay, I conservatively add touches of our land, forests, and wildlife to complete the mixed media presentation of original art. My handcrafting techniques include pyrography, which is what I used to know as a kid as wood burning. So it was that little tool that would heat up and you would like burn designs in wood, which obviously you can do on gourds as well. Pyrography, carving, and inlay. I hope to portray the interdependence of nature with the lives and spirits of our ancestors. I hope that we can feel our connection with all that is free and at peace, with all that is natural to our spiritual beings, adding to our appreciation and understanding of ourselves and our heritage's connection to the wild, free, peaceful beauty in nature. My sole artistic intent is to honor the ancestors and nature as an instrument of artistic expression. I thought that was really neat. So again, that's this one. I'm not sure how I feel about the white on white here, but it is a very spiritual, natural icon, and it's got the natural elements. So, her gourds range, as you saw from the image, the other picture, she's got a variety of styles. And she has some pieces that are less expensive. And there are some, I actually saw one that was just a plain smaller piece that had this finish on it. And it was only like $18 to $20. Like they're not super high. The higher ones are, $75 to $125. I think this guy is probably worth 14 to 18 maybe on it. Maybe more. I originally wrote 18 to 24, and then I'm like, oh, maybe more. Maybe, but then I'm like, well, it was used technically, so maybe less. So 14, 18, 20, 24, something like that. So, yeah, I really don't know. I only paid $1.99 for it, so it's definitely worth more than that. Okay. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words here today. The other thing I found in that place was a bunch of cookie molds, and I don't usually pick them up. Like ones I've seen before are like, I don't know, I think I do have a Sylvester mold, but they're very specific. These are not as specific. So I picked up a couple angel molds. So there's an angel with a heart, and then there's this angel with a mandolin, maybe a lute. Something like that. I know my hand is in the way. Okay, and these are from 1986 and 1987. Okay, they're signed here, Brown Bag Cookie Art, 1986, Hill Design. And then this one, same, but is 1987. Okay, so they are definitely vintage. They're in excellent, excellent condition. I paid $2.99 for each of those. And they sell in the 8 to 20 range. A lot of them around 18, but some of them a bit lower. And then there was a third one that I got that was a bear with gifts and skates. So he's like a winter, I think he's got gifts. Yep, he's got a gift. Like a winter teddy bear with a scarf and skates and a gift. And he is dated 1994, so he's a little bit later. But same, paid $2.99, and there were 8 to 20-ish. Okay, so then the next spot I went to, this was on the 18th. The others were all on the 15th. On the 18th, after I recorded my video last week, the 18th, I got a bunch of things. And this is a weird stop. So this was on a cart. This is like my favorite, I think. It is a pot. It is red oak. And then there's cutouts. You can see the cutouts there in between. So it's just really well done. It's wheel thrown, then designed, cut out, fired, glazed, fired. It's the artist is Judy Neal. I have not been able to find anything on Judy Neal. What it says on the bottom is Red Oak 2008. It's either an 8 or a 3. Could be a 3, could be an 8. And then it says Judy Neal. So you can decide if that says 2008 or 2003 there. But anyway, it's a really, really beautiful piece. So it would be like a votive holder. It could be just to have, have the little candlelight. If you put like one of those little tea lights in there, it could be like, I was going to say a vase for dried flowers. It could be a lot of things. You could even put like one of those things at the bottom that hold water and then do a real flower arrangement, fresh flower arrangement in there as well. It's just a really, really pretty piece. You could use it for a pen holder. You could use it for really any use at all that you could think of. Just beautiful. Anyway, I paid $1.99 for it. I think this is easily 18 to 24, potentially more. A lot of ceramic pieces do go for more. But because it's an unknown artist, I think 18 to 24 is a reasonable amount for that. Then I found this little bud vase thing. I paid 99 cents for it. It's hard to find these online. Like you can, if you do Google Lens search, you can find a few of them, but people are calling them shot glasses. People are calling them bud vases. People are saying they're vintage. Some people are saying they're contemporary. I don't know, because it's literally all over the place when you look it up. There is a pontil on the bottom. It is crackle glass. So this is handmade, hand blown potentially. It's just a really pretty piece. I paid 99 cents for it. I would say 6 to 12 on this. Probably 6 to 8, possibly 6 to 12. But it's just really pretty, and so I picked it up. Then I found the Pilgrim glass vase. Now this is really nice. It's cranberry. Pilgrim is the glass furnace that made this. It's a US company. Just a really pretty bud vase. I don't know what more to say on that. I paid 99 cents for this, and they sell in the 12 to 15 range. So pretty vase. I found, the rest of what I found here is kind of questionable on a lot of levels. So I love this. I thought it was really cool. It's a napkin holder, has little paw prints on the back. This is definitely contemporary. In fact, the artist is in Florida, and the company is called Buggy Whip Studios, or Studio. They sell new for $39. I don't see any on the used market, on the secondary market, so 18. I mean, normally you take the full price and you do the half, right? So 18. It's in pretty much new condition. Like, it does not look like it's been used. It's got some dust from sitting on a shelf, but there's no, there's no real wear on the bottom. Maybe a little bit, but that actually looks like paint. It doesn't really look like wear. It looks like extra paint. And this one has an interesting little extra gem on it here. So this is the image that they have on their website. So it's a little bit, actually, let me look at it here. See if I can see any differences. It is a little bit different. The colors, the neck, the collar is different. This is kind of like one of those games of what's different here. The sparkle is different. So the one on the picture online does not have the embellished sparkle. So all these embellished sparkle lines, and then this is an actual three-dimensional, like a little jewel stuck on. So each one is supposedly individually hand-painted. The artist, this actually says Gamble on it here. And interestingly, that has nothing to do with the fact that this is poker. The older woman in this picture, her name is Carol, and that is her daughter, Gamble, the taller one. And Gamble was the artist on this piece. I'm going to read a little bit about their online stuff, but I'll go kind of quick. Our whimsical handmade artwork makes life more enjoyable. We offer contemporary functional art pieces based on our ever-expanding cast of animal characters. Whimsical contemporary art in vivid color with lots of glitz and glow. Oh, I didn't check to see if it glows. Do I have? I do. Let me check. I don't think it does. Do we see any glow? Maybe right here. I have to take it into the light box and see if I can get any glow out of it. Anyway, it says it was over 20 years ago that Carol collaborated, designed, and created. I think I missed a sentence here. While raising a family, Carol started in the business world by selling graphic design. She then went into advertising, and after 7 years as an agency owner, she had the opportunity to return to her first true love, handmade art. It was over 20 years ago that Carol collaborated, designed, and created the first whimsical creatures of the Buggy Whip Studio line. The whimsical creatures of Buggy Whip Studio are now sold in shops and galleries nationally and internationally. Her daughter Gamble joined Buggy Whip in the mid-1990s. The studio was originally located in Sandy Spring, Maryland, but has moved south to Sarasota, Florida. Carol and Gamble still create the creatures that make people smile in their new studio. The line from Buggy Whip Studio is an example of American craftsmanship, a perfect blend of artistic design and function. And then about the napkin holders, they said our whimsical napkin letter holders are the perfect place to store napkins on your table, also used to store letters, bills, and correspondence. Each whimsical character is cut out of tempered board, decorated with glitter and glow in the dark, and sealed with a high gloss resin. It's attached to a black base, 2.5 inches deep, which is decorated on the back with a corresponding theme, either paw prints or lips, etc. Holders stand on their own or can be hung on a wall. So anyway, they've got a tag right here that says Buggy Whip Studio, and it has, does it have a phone number? It's really hard to see because it's one of those that's reflective. And so when you look at it directly, all you see is black. So it's kind of a challenge. You have to turn it at an angle and try to figure out what it says. But anyway, Buggy Whip Studios, so it's not worth a ton. And it's contemporary. So I picked it up because I'd never seen anything like it before, and I like the weird whimsical stuff. And then I have, obviously, that I've talked about constantly, my cat show. My 1-year anniversary cat show will be in May over on knickknacks.net, and I am collecting cats for that. So that is why I picked that up. Okay, then I picked up a couple of trivets. And, sorry, I'm moving things around here because I'm kind of going out of order a little bit. I picked up a couple of trivets, and they're interesting for a lot of reasons. So this is a tile. It's a hanging tile, and it's also a trivet. It's a fish. And it has a hang tag that says Bittersweet Design from Harpswell, Maine. And then the tag actually says ceramic tile, oops, wrong way. Ceramic tile trivet. This decorative trivet has been sealed with specially formulated sealer that withstands temps up to 350 degrees. Each trivet has protective pads and a hanger. So it does have the little pad feet, and it's also got its hanger here. It does not appear to have been used, so I picked that up. And I paid $3.99 for it. It's really hard to tell. I cannot find this company. I can find the artist. Her name was Christina, is that right? Yes, Christina Beebe. And she's, again, in Maine. But I don't think the company is still in existence. Normally a trivet or a tile, they sell in the 12 to 18 range. Now this is like a double length one. Will that affect it? I don't know. Could it go 18 to 24? Maybe, but it is really neat. And if you have that aquatic decor, I had to pick it up. And then while I was at it, right underneath it was another tile. This one's a little heavy, so give me a sec. Oy. Let me switch them out here. So this is not my normal wheelhouse, okay? This country vibe is not really my personal style. I'm very much into the modern and the glass and the, I don't know, mid-century aesthetic maybe. This is not my aesthetic. However, I've been watch a lot of videos, and Kayla and Matt, the homeschooling picker and part-time pickers, Kayla picks up a lot of this country decor, and it works very well for her. It sells very well for her. So it was $1.49, and I decided I would try it because it's in really great condition. The hanging thing is still great. There's no wear on it. The only issue, there's a couple little paint dings here, but I think it adds to the charm of the piece. So I just think this is a cool piece. Like I said, I paid $1.49. Probably they sell in the 18 to 24 range. I don't know if I can still get it in this season, or if this may have to wait until the fall to list. So I'm pondering that, but I did pick that up. Okay, so then I went on to another place where I picked up two things. This one you will recognize. Guess who it is? So this one is another side and stricker. It's their lilac berry bowl. It is signed SYD on the back, and it is so hard to find their signature. I was under the in my light box with the loop. It's right, it's on the green leaf, and it just says SYD, and this isn't going to focus on it, but when you're looking for these, like, there's a couple things. I think I've mentioned this before. Peggy Carr signs her stuff at 5 o'clock. Like, if you're looking at a clock face, it's always signed like here on the front, and it'll say P Carr or PK Glass or something like that, sometimes with a year, sometimes with the artist signature. Side and Stricker signs theirs on the back, and it's SYD. It's just etched, and it's so hard to find. It's very light. It's not like a deep etch, and it's often hidden in the design because it's designed on the back. So it does require a little bit of looking, but it is a very, I don't know, identifiable style. And once you're used to seeing the side and stricker stuff out and about, it's, you know, it does seem a little obvious. And so it's just like, okay, where's the signature? So anyway, there's side and stricker bowl. I paid 99 cents for it. They sell in the 12 to 18 range. Now some are less, not a lot or more, but I think 12 to 15 on this guy. I have a lot of side and stricker bowls that I have not listed yet. I was holding them to try to do a whole fused glass show, and I'm just not sure that's the right move, so I'm still pondering that. And then I found this amazing mug. It's got a crystalline glaze. It's so cool, right? So it's got this really cool crystal thing. Now, it is not Bill Campbell, all right? The artist, I'm not sure who this is yet. This is one that I have to ask in the Pottery group. I spent some time yesterday going through all the albums in the Pottery group. I had searched on crystalline, and I was trying to find if anybody had posted with that signature, and they have not. So I've got to do a post to that group and see if anybody recognizes who the artist is on this. Crystalline mugs, the prices can go really high. Well, 40s, right? So I paid $2.99 for it. I wrote down 8 to 24 because that is a definite. Depending on who this is, it could go in the 40s. It's not Bill Campbell, 100%, because then it would be crazy. It would be crazy expensive. But it's very well executed. It's a nice piece. It's a comfortable mug. So I need to get a little bit of research on it, and then we'll get that listed. All right, so then I ran over to Savers. This was on the 20th. And I won some and I lost some. So we'll talk about this a little bit. So the good things. All right, so I found this beautiful vase. And it is the handkerchief top. It is Fenton. This weekend actually happening now, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the what's today? Today's 23rd, so 22, 23, 24 over on knickknacks.net. I'm not participating. I didn't have enough Fenton, but this is Fenton. I was very surprised to find that. And it's footed, and it's, what did they say? Hang on. Colonial green thumbprint handkerchief footed swung vase. It's got a fun little pattern at the bottom, and then the top, there's no two that are alike, which is so cool. So this happens to be a really good one, I think. I saw some of the others online. I kind of like how this looks. It's just a fun little vase. So I paid up, this is Savers, I pay up. It was $6.37. And they only sell for 12 to 24, but I think because it's so unique, I could probably get 18 to 24 out of this guy. So that was exciting, just a fun little find. And I picked up a pair of shoes, not for me, they're too big for me. The brand is Spring Step L'Artiste, but these are brand new, okay? These have not been worn. The quality on these is fantastic. I'll show these like this. Okay, and it's artwork, and you know me and my art, so I could not leave these in the store. These are just so beautiful. They are, what size are they? Genuine leather. The style is Shayla. Does it have a size? Size 40, so it's a European size 40. I'd have to look up what the American size is. But you can see these have not been worn. That red, I'm not sure how that got there. If it's just part of the sole color, because yeah, it's in that one too. So yeah, these are beautiful, right? So I paid, how much did I pay? I paid $8.84 for these. The average for used online is around 41. There was a $49.99 and a $31.50 that sold, and they were sold as, you know, as used. The listeds are in the 50 to 129 range, and I think that 129 one is probably new. But again, I paid $8.84, and if I list them 50, 55, something like that. Hopefully we can get those to turn around and sell before spring. They're just really pretty. So I picked those up. I think they're like a women's size 9 or 9.5, something like that. Okay, and then I picked up this bowl, which, you know, again, it sticks out as something that's completely different. When I look online, it looks like it's Anthropologie. When I was cleaning it, I did find this area here that's a little discolored, and I couldn't seem to get that out, so I will need to disclose that in the listing. This is a matte, like a porcelain, really fun kind of organic shape. And this is another one where the listings are showing things that, like, there's no two alike. I believe this was sold by Anthropologie, at least that's what some of the other listings are saying. And they're kind of high. So the solds are in the 50 to 75 range, which was mind-blowing. So I did pay $5.62 for it. Obviously, because it's got that little stain on the back, it probably won't be the full $75. But could I get 48 to 50 something on it? I think I could. So that was a fun little, exciting little find. And then I made the mistake of venturing into the jewelry department, where I never buy anything because I don't know what I'm looking at. So jewelry is a thing that a lot of people have moved into selling jewelry now. A lot of resellers are picking up jewelry. It's easy to get bulk jewelry at a good price. So I made some rookie mistakes, is kind of the bottom line. So I picked this up because it said Mexico on it. It's a little hinged bracelet. I tried it on, it fit me great. Where's the end? Here it is. So it hinges like this. It's stamped Mexico. It is not stamped 925. Okay, so it's relatively small, but it fits my wrist. Is really cute. And I picked it up for $11.99, like $12. This guy's worth about $12, about 11 to 15. And honestly, if you look at it under the loop, it is really scratched up. It is not in great condition. I mean, there's nothing overtly wrong with it, but if you look under the loop, you can see that this has some age and has some wear to it. And it turns out that it is silver plate. It's from Alpaca, Mexico. And the solds, and there are a lot of solds on these, but they are all in the 10, 11, 12 range, which is what I paid and a little less. So not a good buy, but good for learning. And I think, you know, whenever you are venturing into a new category, you're going to make some mistakes as you're learning things. So this particular piece, if it's not stamped 925, like bring your loop. If you're going to buy jewelry, bring your loop and look. And if it doesn't say 925, it's not 925. Okay. And if it's priced low, that's also an indication that it's not sterling. All right. So on to the next piece, which is sterling. However, is broken. So I paid up for this guy too. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to show you the pieces. I'm going to hold the piece that's broken. This is this beautiful abalone and sterling bracelet. It's gorgeous. It is from Mexico. The brand is JPM. It says made in Mexico, 925. So this is sterling. However, take a look at that. You see what's missing there? The abalone. The reason I missed it, this thing was practically black when I found it. The whole thing was pretty much black. And I just, quick look, looked like dirt. Got it home, cleaned her up, and it was like, oh, that is missing the inlay. Can I sell it like this? Probably not. But I just ordered online like the really, really thin abalone inlay for making jewelry. It was like $6. And I'm going to see, first of all, I'm going to see if it comes. It's shipping from God knows where. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. So it's not going to come for at least 2 or 3 weeks. But anyway, if I get this and it matches enough, I am going to take out the inlay that's in there and basically come up with a way to make like a stencil for it and see if I can cut an exact piece and glue it in here. If I can repair this thing, and obviously I would disclose I was repairing it, if I can get it repaired, I can probably sell it. The solds on these things when they are not broken are around 85 and up. I saw one at 325, but I think that was a listed. The sold was that I saw was 85. But this is 925 sterling, and you can weigh it, and you know, just from the metal alone, I guess I could probably just sell it anyway, even if it was broken, and let the buyer fix it. But anyway, another lesson learned. Please examine everything when you're buying jewelry. Look really carefully. Know what you're buying, especially if you're paying up, because this guy was $11. No, he was, $15.74. Ouch. Is he worth more than $15 even in this condition? Yes. Or $16. But yes, he's worth more than that. He's probably worth $50 at a minimum. But that was a big like, oh man, I can't believe I did that when I got it home. So it's still a really, really pretty piece. I'm going to put this on. Hang on, I'll show you. Really, really pretty piece. It's just that piece, not so much, but the rest of it is really pretty. So anyway, TBD on this one. It's going to be another work in progress. I take on a lot of projects. I'm still working on polishing that vase that we talked about. It's getting better. The Gunner Nyland, this vase, I don't know, you probably can't even see. You can see it. It's still got a little bit of a scratch there, but you can't feel it anymore. So I'm making progress on that. But yeah, I do have a lot of projects because I'm really not paying enough attention at the store. So anyway, that is this week's haul. I think I got everything. What was your favorite thing this week? Because I'm kind of all over the place on it. Like, I think, honestly, I think this is probably my favorite as far as potential. Like, I don't know what it is yet, and it might be something, and it's always fun to have that question. And without that, like, I think my favorites, I love the pot with the red oak, and I think the crystalline mug is really cool. So anyway, that's all. Oh, nope, before I go, my total spend was $80.92, and that does not include the 2 shirts for me. The expected profit, what I think I can get reasonably, very conservatively estimating, was around $350. So it's like the 4 times, 4.3 times on these things. So I do need to get better at my buys, so I am having a higher return. Around in this area, it's a little hard to find as many things as I'd like to find and not pay up a little bit. So anyway, that is all for me this week. What's coming up, the DC Big Flea is actually next weekend in Chantilly, I think, somewhere around here. And I may try to do that, providing everything else in my life is calm and normal. I'm going to try to attend that, and that'll be something different, and hopefully I can find some fun things to buy and sell. Anyway, have a wonderful week, everybody. Thanks for being here and following along, and we'll see you next week. Bye.